Hey Aquarius, how's everybody doing? Before we get into this, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. You may need help with something. You may feel uncomfortable asking for help. You may be helping someone with something. I think sometimes it can be like, until we're in a place where we understand how all of us are meant to help one another, maybe also if we over-identify with independence, sometimes we can have a hard time asking for help. Sometimes. Or sometimes we also don't want to burden other people by asking for help. But maybe something's going on where like you're communicating with somebody that you need help with something, or somebody's reaching out to you even. You may be taking a break from something that's been kind of draining your energy. It looks like you've been stressed out about something going on. This is about knowing when you need to take a break and actually doing that for yourself when possible. Self-care, grounding, meditating, things like that. For some of you too, like those of you that identify with a more introverted energy, you may feel like you need like more time to yourself to kind of like collect yourself and center before you go and interact with other people as well. I'm seeing something like that here. It's like, in order for you to interact in the way that you want to, where you feel like you can be fully present and like really invest your energy into something, or like to being present with a group of people or someone that you care about, there's a sense of like making sure that you're also taking care of yourself and your needs, and that you're not overextending yourself. Because for some of you, there may be like a lot of people that want your attention or things like that, and so you may be creating boundaries, but it's all about like you taking care of yourself here. For some of you, there may be somebody that you're connecting with or reconnecting with, and you're trying to figure out if this is something that's going to work for you. You may be going somewhere and meeting up with someone or a group of people even. It's interesting because I'm seeing both this energy of like you keeping to yourself and being like in a kind of solitary energy, and then there's also a notion of like connecting with people as well. So like maybe this is something that you're trying to find the balance between. It's like having enough time for yourself, having enough time for other people, and also your responsibilities, making sure that you're taking care of yourself. Some of you may be working on something creative, even some form of creative expression. I'm seeing the Queen of Wands and the Empress and the Magician. But this may even be like something about your persona, or how you want to present yourself, or like how you want to express yourself, a mindset. It's like choosing to be around people that you feel good when you're around these people. Yeah, for some of you, you may be spending more time at home than you had been before. Or like you're really focused on your money, finances, things like that. Your general sense of stability. Yeah, you may have like taken a back seat from things going on socially to like focus on your needs, or it's like you could be like working on things within your home or within your space, or this can even be a creative space, and that can also be mentally something that's going on. It doesn't have to be a physical space, although it can be. Or it's like you're focusing more on your career right now instead of like socializing so as not to be distracted from what you're doing. Ooh, the King and the Queen of Wands. Yeah, you're coming out in a really, really stable and grounded energy. And it seems like you're thinking too about like if it's going to be worth it to you to possibly reconnect with someone or connect with someone. This is someone whose energy you feel drawn to. You feel very compatible with this person. Doesn't have to be romantic, but it can be. Always an option. I'm definitely seeing a lot of fire energy. So it seems like you have chemistry with this person, or like you get along really well, or you work really well together with them. But you may be figuring out who you want to be working with, who you want to be collaborating with. If this is like work and business related, it's about like who it would be lucrative to be working with or teaming up with even. For some of you too, you could be like working on some type of project with a friend or people that you know. What it looks like to me is that I'm seeing your energy be expressive and methodical, thoughtful. The person that you're dealing with is they may be like a little bit more disorganized, but it's definitely someone that feels passionate about what they're doing. This can always be like two different aspects of you that you're working with and bringing together. This can also be another person that you're dealing with too. Like I'm seeing this be just as much two different aspects of you that you're working with. You may also be seeing this reflected within your environment. So it's like these things that you're cultivating within yourself, you're also seeing that dynamic play out in your life too, in your personal life. There's some type of thought being had about a relationship in particular, and whether or not that's something that you want to be involved in. I'm seeing this is leading to some type of conversation that's going to be had. It seems like you're being very deliberate and selective with what you're choosing to manifest right now, and also being very thoughtful about this too. And you could be asking yourself as well, am I going to feel empowered if I'm working with this person or interacting with them or entering into a relationship with them? Is that something that's going to be a right fit for me? Do our lifestyles match up in a way where like they're compatible with one another? It seems too like you're getting more confident using your voice. And here's that little Page of Pentacles. So you doing any type of like gratitude practices, grounding practices, affirmations, meditating, things like that, making sure you're getting enough sleep, focusing on your self-care, focusing on your stability, on your home. It can also be on your money. It seems like that's what's going to help you bring this sense of balance that you're working towards into your life, especially when it comes to how it seems like how you're interacting with either like coworkers or other close people that you have within your life, people that you're working closely with. And maybe this is also about like meeting your own needs rather than expecting other people to. It's like focusing, connecting with yourself and figuring out what it is that you need, and then again meeting those needs for yourself. And I'm seeing that this does have some relation to other people that you're interacting with, but maybe that's also making the interactions different. It's like when you get to choose who you want to interact with because you're coming from a place of wanting to do that rather than needing to do it because a need isn't being made, it changes the dynamics that we have with people. And you allow more freedom for everybody to be themselves rather than being like, well, I expect you to be like this, and then walk away from a situation feeling unsatisfied if somebody doesn't meet your standards. It seems like you're waiting to see whether or not something is going to work out. It is something that you've already invested in, whether this is like time, energy, money, whatever it is for you. It has to do with like you interacting with certain people or working with certain people. I'm wondering if that's going to pay off. But it seems like for some reason you won't find this out instantly. There's like some sort of delay when it comes to the outcome of this, so you have to wait and see. And for some of you too, it's like you could be working with someone like not in person, and then you may also have an aspect where you're going to have to be meeting up with people like actually in person, because it kind of looks like that here. It's like there are multiple ways that you are addressing this situation or entering into it. So it's like you could be communicating with people like virtually or online, and then there's also a sense of like meeting up with someone in person potentially. For some reason, like something may need to be done in person. For some of you, you could be going somewhere where there are a group of people. I'm seeing them be related to this thing that you're focusing on right now. Yeah, it seems like when some type of physical interaction happens, it tells you something you needed to know, and then you can go from there. Like, it gives you some sort of information or clarity that you needed. And it helps give you more validation when it comes to how you're using your voice. For some of you too, you could be giving someone a chance and seeing whether or not they're going to be open to working with you. And this can be someone that's like, yeah, I'm open to working with you, but you want to see like how their behavior plays out even. And like if that doesn't mesh with you, there may be something that you're going to be communicating with them. Like for some of you, this can even be involving a relationship. It's like you could be possibly giving someone another chance and waiting to see what they bring to the table related to their behavior. So it's not just what they're saying, it's also what they're doing, and evaluating things based off of that. I'm seeing this all kind of be placed in your hands. So if you see something is going on within an interaction that you don't like or that you don't want to be involved in, this is not about sweeping things under the rug. It's about actively addressing them. So regardless of how attracted you are to someone or how well you work together with them, if they're not showing up in a light that feels good to be around, or like in a way that, if someone's not like behaving in a way that you feel like is in alignment with you, this is about how you call that out and what you do about it. Because it seems like where the magician is, you have the power to create from this situation, and the karmic unfolding is going to depend on how you take action within this scenario. And it seems like there's a path that you can choose that would be like more empowering than another path potentially, but you have to allow things to play out, because you don't want to prematurely do something until you like see the results of it or something like that, or you get to some type of conclusion, or you get enough information even. For some of you too, you could have even given someone a second chance. This is reminding me of a reading that I just did. I wonder if this was the last Aquarius reading. You may have given someone a second chance, and the way that they show up is the same as they had before, even though you may have potentially thought that they could have changed, or they were saying that they did. And then you find out that like they're in the same energy, or like the same issues are happening, and it's about you being in the present moment and problem solving from there, not based off of things from the past, but based off of what's going on within the current situation, and then planning accordingly and making moves accordingly. It seems too like there may be like something that unfolds that you don't want to see, or that you don't feel good about, or you're like, this decision is what led me here, and like maybe something even got the best of you in a situation, or like your impulses or something like that, and now you're trying to figure out like how to remove yourself from a situation or how to get out of it. Or maybe you're wondering why something happened in the way that it did, and you may feel like a bit weary of this, the unfolding of something, but I'm getting that it's teaching you something important here about how you're working with current energies, and like how you're moving with them and around them and working with them generally. So I'm looking at Mercury here, Venus, Virgo, Saturn. I'm hearing out of order. Something may be out of order. This can be a relationship too. It's like maybe you thought that you could be in a connection with someone and that it would be healthy, and then you're feeling like things are happening that are out of balance, and you're recognizing that, but this is also something hard to let go of too, because it's something that may feel good in a moment to be involved in. Something, someone. Can be habits or a dynamic that you have with someone even. Yeah, but it seems like you see someone's true colors. Like, so even if you had given someone another chance, it seems like something comes to light that reinforces your initial instinct, even. Being guided to be patient with Temperance here, to work things out. This is very much about like not impulsively committing to things, jumping into things, like waiting them out and seeing how they unfold. This is also about sometimes when we have connections with people, when we do feel like we've been seen, especially if that's something that we hadn't had in the past, even if the relationship becomes out of balance or unhealthy, sometimes like having that validation of being seen or being known by someone, or like feeling a sense of familiarity, can keep us in a situation because it's providing us with something that we feel like we need. And so this is about checking what relationships you're involved in and asking yourself like whether these are healthy situations, whether or not they're in alignment with you, like really being patient and giving yourself time to like work through this and work all of it out, because it seems like there are some big adjustments that need to be made right now, and you working with things in real time is very important. So to not be in the past, to not be in the future, but to be in the present moment and make decisions from that standpoint. Especially within your close relationships, I'm seeing. Because it seems too like for some of you, you may be stuck in a pattern or in a relationship with someone that is not ultimately the finish line. And so you're meant to continue exploring and continue moving until you do get connected with something that is in alignment with you, more so than what is right now. It seems too like this is a lesson in boundary setting with people that you feel close with. And that can be hard too, because of the fear of like how somebody's going to react to something you're saying, or like you don't want to hurt someone's feelings, or you don't want them to run away, you know, things like that. Spirit's telling you to be patient and to wait for the Two of Cups and the offer that's going to be coming through. I am seeing a new beginning. It seems like this is with someone that you don't know yet. This would be definitely a really deep soul contract that you would have with this person. For some reason, it can't come through right now. You still have to wait for this. And maybe some more adjustment is needed. And like maybe even opening up space for this to enter into your life. Yeah, something from the past has to be worked through in order for this other opportunity to come through for you. I am looking at the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is like a best friend, soulmate type of energy. Someone that you'd get along with really well, somebody you'd be super compatible with. Somebody that like effortlessly flows into your life. Like the timing is right, all of that. Like the circumstances just allow everything to fall into place with this person. If you want a new opportunity to come through with someone that is guided, a connection that would be very compatible with you, very much in alignment with you, you have to let go of something from the past. Something from the past that keeps you stuck. From moving forward or from being present. Because if you're, like, for example, if you're still stuck on someone from the past, there's a sense of, like, if this thing were to come through, you wouldn't be able to, like, recognize it in the way that you would if you had already moved on from something. It's like you wouldn't be able to see the value of an offer that came through. Yeah, it seems like you find out the truth about a situation, or like you have some sort of epiphany or like some type of revelation, and it's about what's being offered to you. But yeah, it seems like because of something going on related to the past, it's somehow keeping you stuck. And this may be energetically something that needs to be cleared out. Something is keeping you stuck, and so this other person that's meant to come through, there's a sense of like, for whatever reason, it's almost like I'm seeing somebody that like has some sort of lenses on even, and it's like until the glasses get taken off, you're not going to be able to see this person coming through and like what they have to offer to you, how compatible you are. It's like maybe you wouldn't be giving someone a chance until you get over whatever this thing is from the past, or like adjust to it. And this can be something that happened, or things that happened that like maybe you're still not over them, or maybe there's still like residual energy that's tied up into this, or like you're still angry about something, or you're still not letting something go, or you still feel very nostalgic about it. And so whoever this new person is that's like trying to come through, there's a sense of like not even being able to like recognize them as they like actually are. And it seems like for some of you, like looking back at this person may have already come through and you didn't take the offer from them, and now it's like you're realizing who they were when they entered in and made the offer to you, which is also an interesting concept. It's like maybe because you were so caught up in something from the past, when somebody that would be compatible did come through, there's a sense of like not recognizing this person for some reason. But it was because of something circumstantial that was happening. Like if your energy had been cleared out, there's a sense of like you would have known that this was the person coming through, and that you would have wanted to connect with them, or you would have like seen the connection that you had with them. I'm hearing time lapse. You may be feeling some stress, some overwhelm, but it's stuff that you can work through. Part of this is related to your intuition and where that's guiding you, and especially pulling you away from something or someone or a situation or a habit that is ultimately unhealthy for you. And this can be one of those situations too where it's like until we learn like certain trauma responses or certain attractions that we've developed to things that are out of balance, there's a sense of like not recognizing the healthy things when they come through for us, because we're used to being in a state of like chaos or trauma, and that's what feels normal and comfortable to us, and so that's what we gravitate towards, and so we deny like the healthy options for ourselves because they feel unfamiliar to us, and so they can feel scary. Very interesting. So it's like, for example, if you had grown up with a parent that was very inconsistent, you may now be attracted to inconsistent people, and you may not like immediately perceive that, but then like 8 months down the line you see how inconsistent the patterns of their behavior are, and rather than taking that as a red flag and walking away, you try harder to connect with them because that's what you had to do with a parent. Things like this. So I'm looking at Sagittarius, Taurus, Aries, the sun. We are going to leave it here, my friends. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.